Hello and welcome back to my channel. We're checking out the Gfriend Killing Voice. Gfriend is one of those groups that I've always said that, man, once I get a handle on all these new releases that are coming out, once I get a handle on all the requests that I have backed up, Gfriend is the group that I know that I'm going to love their discography more than I know currently. And would love to do more of a deep dive on them. Of course, I more thoroughly know the girls in VIVIZ more than anything in this group, but also know Yuju as well for some of her solo work. But the other two members, Soan and Yerin, I don't really know super well, and I'm sure I'm going to hear a ton of songs on this Killing Voice that I don't know at all. So this will be a nice little taste for what I have always wanted to do, which is a Gfriend deep dive. So let's get to it. This is Gfriend's Killing Voice. Let's go. They're doing a concert too, right? Or that might have already happened in Korea. Banjo, stop sniffing my hand, you little weirdo.
저희 여자친구가 데뷔 10주년을 맞았습니다.
It's in January.
네, 저희가 4년 만에 이렇게 킬링 보이스로
There's no captions for this
여러분들께
yet.
인사드리게 됐는데요. 또 저희가 명곡이 워낙에 많은 팀이잖아요.
맞아요.
그래서 안 보여드릴 수가 없어서 오늘
맞죠.
명곡 많이 준비했으니까 재미있게 봐주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
네.
그러면 바로 여자친구의 시작부터 들려드릴게요.
음악 주세요. 와우.
I remember reacting to Apple like right when it came out. And then this was like next on my list. I'm like, I'm gonna do Glass Bead. We'll go back, we'll do the whole thing that I used to do. We'll start a debut and we'll just work our way up. And then there became too many damn groups and I couldn't do that anymore. But man, was this on my playlist to do for now 4.5 years.
유명한 트리거슬입니다, 여러분.
And now I finally get to hear it.
시작을 열어보겠습니다. Let's go.
투명한 유리 구슬처럼 보이지만 그렇게 쉽게 깨지진 않을 거야.
I know this song though.
너만을 변하지 않도록 영원히 널 비춰줄게. 내가 약해 보였나요? 언제나 걱정됐나요? 달빛에 반짝이는
Man, Simi looks so good with her short hair.
사라질 것만 같나요?
Even more posh.
불안해 마요. 꿈만 같나요? 날 위해서 빛나고 있어. 떨리는 그대 손을 꽉 잡아줄게요. 따스히 감싸줄게요.
What has she been doing?
투명한 유리 구슬처럼 보이지만 그렇게 쉽게 깨지진 않을 거야. 사랑해 너만을 변하지 않도록 영원히 널 비춰줄게.
I've also heard that you get kind of like two different versions of between Gfriend and VIVIZ, whereas like with VIVIZ, she's turned into this like confident seductress and then is like pure straight cutie when it comes to Gfriend. It's like two totally different vibes.
여자친구.
She's really found herself.
다양한 설레임을 오늘부터 우리는 꿈꾸며 기도하는 오늘부터 우리는 저 바람에 노을빛 내 맘을 실어보낼게. 그리운 마음이 모여서 내리는 한 걸음 앞에 섰어 두 손을.
Wow, it's so interesting for these songs that like I know the names of two, but I've actually never heard this to this extent.
그리운 마음이 모여서 내리는 한 걸음 앞에 섰어 두 손을 놓지 말기로 약속해요. 소중해질 기억을
She's so smiley.
담아둘게요. 지금보다 더 아껴주세요. 달빛에 어린거린 구름처럼 아쉬운 시간만 가는데 이제는 용기 내서 고백할게요. 둘보단 하나 돼
seen a lot of vocally impressive groups in that 2014, 2015 period. But it felt like there was so much more harmony in K-pop too. There was so much more singing in unison, whereas now it feels like everyone needs their my bias needs their distinguishable moment. Everyone needs their individual moment, where it felt like there was just so much more harmony in this era for some reason.
그대 언제까지 사랑이란 말을 해도 느낄 수 있어요 고마운 마음을 모아서
김소정, 정예린, 정은비, 최유나.
Ah, it's cute to hear their own fan chant.
No 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 날 향한 설레임을 오늘부터 우리
Oh my
오늘부터
God.
꿈꾸며 기도하는 오늘부터 우리부터 바람에 노을빛 내 맘을 실어보낼게 그리운 마음이 모여서 내리는 내 Gustas Tu 스투를 좋아해요 Gustas Tu 스투를
Dang, they sound so good.
네, 학교
Okay.
삼부작을
Now this is what I
마친
know
여자친구가 야심차게 낸 첫
purely from hearing the original from when they were on Queendom, but also then the cover, which I also thought was good.
정규 앨범의 타이틀곡인데요. 제목을 나빌레라로 알고 계시는 분들이 꽤 있으실 것 같은데 이 노래의
I thought the Ujisunio cover was good.
그리고 나입니다.
That's the version I know better at this point. Una is everything. Ah, she sounds so good on this.
너에게로 다가갈 수 있도록 하얀 진심을 담아 새롭게 시작해 원래 너 그리고 나
This feels like
동경의 앞으로도 잘 부탁해 모든 마음을 주겠어 그리고 나 마냥 기다리진 않을래
I don't know if it's because I'm more used to the cover version where they went for a much more darker aesthetic, but this, probably because of that, this feels like it's double time. It feels very fast. Crossroads.
펼쳐지는 singing star
Don't know this.
나에게 들려질까
추운 겨울과 정말 잘 어울리는 곡입니다. 여러분 교차로에서 방황하시면 안 돼요. 안 돼요. 근데 엄지가 어디 갔지? 어딨죠? 엄지야. 어디 있니? 저는 지금
시간이 끊어진 이 길에 서 있어 아직 믿어지지 않아 나 아니랬던 거야 똑같이 바라봤는데
This already feels a bit more mature sounding.
내 맘이 다 무너져 버릴까
But still retaining those whimsical elements that also seemed to be very popular at the time, because every bander, you gotta play with your bell right now. Like Oh My Girl, like Lovelies, that I kind of associate this vibe with all three of these groups. But it sounds more mature than what we were just hearing before, but still retaining all of that.
저 바람마저 널 아직 기다리면서 있어 흩날리는 별빛도 서성이다 안돼 아직 모든 게 너로
Which is something that I love so much, which is why I always knew that this group would
어딜도 못 가겠어
be right for me.
너 혹시 빠르게 지나쳐도 내가 널 찾을게 그때 다시 너에게로
Like their performance of Red Sun. Like that's
네.
exactly what I want.
곡은요.
Something like that.
여자친구의 아주 새로운 변신이 있었던 건데요.
굉장한?
Wistful also makes a lot of sense for
음악
them.
주세요. 여러분, 사과가 아침에 그렇게 좋습니다. 그런 의미에서 애플 들려드리겠습니다.
I think this was my first introduction to them, and then Mago after that. Right? That's the order. Mago was their last song, right?
애플.
Calling me, calling me, calling me 내 세계가 바스라져 날이 날 반짝이는 crystal.
Also, I've just been really appreciating Umji's vocals so much over the last year. She's getting those hips going too. Yes! She's so bubbly.
네, 이 곡은 여자친구의 가장 최신곡이죠. 바야흐로.
Do people largely agree that when we were doing our like kind of 70s, 80s retro throwback vibes throughout K-pop and everyone was doing it, this was peak? This was probably peak of that?
4년 전.
4년. 와우.
여자친구의 마고 들려드리겠습니다.
My love is waiting for you.
Yes, you.
거울 속 날 보고 웃는 그녀. My heart is beating for you.
Yes, you.
No more fairy tale. 하면 tick-tock, tick-tock. Bring my heart. Mago.
Oh yeah, absolute peak. Oh, I forgot how good this song is.
나를 위한 춤을 춰. 하면 tick-tock, tick-tock. Feel so high.
준비. 네, 가볼까요?
I've also never seen a bigger change in an idol based off their hair color than Una being blonde. Like she belongs in Kill Bill and she's gonna step on my throat compared to how she looks in everything else. I've never seen that big of a change in an idol before with just a change of hair. That was crazy. Flower. That was also way too short. What the hell was that?
달빛이 내려 차가운 밤엔 네가 너무 보고 싶단 말야. 그리운 약속 기도하는 새벽 잠들기 전에 날 찾아줘. 계절을 돌아 타오르는 추억이
I love seeing all their little interactions between their parts.
그리 멀지 않는 거 나는 비어있어 언제나 항상 그 자리에 한 번 기적처럼 널 볼 수만 있다면 차가운 계절도 견뎌낼 텐데 깜깜한 밤하늘의 노란 빛을 따라서 날아올라 운명처럼 안아줘. 리리리리 바람이 불어오면 스르르르르르 내 맘 흔들릴까요. 항상 그대 안에 피고지는 꽃 방삼방삼 오늘도 기다려요.
So not just okay, this sounds different. Not just because they just said blossom blossom in that song, but I would say like their songs, if you were to say like, of course we've said so far like wistful, we've said what did I say before that? Whimsical, the orchestral elements, but they feel really floral. Like I get the idea of just floral with a lot of their songs. They're very much meant for like a theater performance, which is why I liked Red Sun so much because it very much harnessed that energy when they performed that.
네, 여러분, 이 곡이 무슨 곡인지 아시나요?
But the guitar
무려
in the intro of this.
사랑한 곡입니다.
엄청나다.
취향의 경계가 없는 곡이에요. 아니. 근데 그래서 유주 언니 오늘 기분이 어떠시다고요? 제 기분은요.
오늘 난 특별해 설레는 시작이야. 왠지 알 수 없는 지금거림에 끌려 사뿐한 발걸음
I love their little
괜찮은
hand groove.
얘가 다 좋아. 어떡해 하지만 순간 이건 말도 안돼 날 보는 눈빛이 너무 완벽해 아무 의미 없는 너를 가리킨 순간 내 것이 될 것 같아 탕탕탕 fingertip 네 맘을 겨눌게 탕탕탕 fingertip 심장이 멈출게
This song feels the most different out of everything we've kind of heard. There's also one that I've never like heard of at all. Ugh, damn, she's so good. Oh my god. She's so cute. I want to explode sometimes. What a transition. Yeah. Did this album have that entire vibe? Because this is the same album as Mago, right? Oh, they're so short. Why?
네, 방금 들으신 쓰리 오브 컵스에 이어 여자친구의 숨은 명곡들을 조금 더 들려드리겠습니다. 여름비와 레인보우. 누구에게나 한 번쯤 쏟아지던 여름비처럼 갑작스레 다가왔었던 사랑이 있겠죠. 이 소리에 잠도 못 잘 만큼 그땐 네가 내겐 그랬죠. 흙내음을 머금은 나의 감정이 쏟아내듯이 떨려오네요.
This is really giving me those Red Sun vibes I was just talking about.
여름날의 기적일까요? 찬란하게 빛나던 시간이었다고 맑은 여름빛처럼 고마웠었다고 한 줄기 빗물처럼 너무
They're doing so much hand choreography. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst part of these killing voices, man. Every song is too short. I feel like you need to do a minimum of 1 minute for every song. I can only hear a little bit of everything, and it's not enough.
네, 여러분 이거 간주가 너무 길어서 생략할까 하다가 기타 솔로가 굉장히 좋거든요. 지금 제 목소리 필요 없고 빨리 들어보시죠. 렛츠고!
That intro was so good, and then they switched to just being super cute.
날 지나친 소나기 먹구름에 겁을 먹은 아이로 돌아가 어려운 세상 수많은 사람들 속에
Why do all their songs feel like a memory? This is the best way I can describe it. She sounds really good on this song. Ooh, Ooh, that was probably one of my favorites out of all of them. Okay.
네, 이
Another one I
노래는
know,
여자친구에게
another
여러모로
classic.
의미가 있는 곡인데
But outside of their performance of this that they did on Queendom, I don't know if I've ever heard the song, like, album version of it before.
졸업 시즌이 되면 늘 생각나는 찡한 곡입니다. 저희의 첫 1위를 안겨준 곡 시간을 달려서 들려드릴게요. 네.
내가 서지 못하고 헤매이고 있어 좋아하지만 다른 곳을 보고 있어 가까워지려고 하면 할수록 멀어져가는 우리 둘의 마음처럼 만나지 못하면 돌고 있어 우리 마치 평행선처럼 말도 안 돼 우린 반드시 만날 거야 기다릴게 언제까지나 미처 말하지 못했어 다만 너를 좋아했어 어린 날의 꿈처럼 마치 기적처럼 시간을 달려서 어른이 될 수만 있다면 너를 안아줄게 이렇다면 약속해 변치 않기를 바랄게 그때도 지금처럼 날 향해 웃어줘 시간이 흘러서 어른이 될 수만 있다면 손을 잡아줄게
Damn, she sounds so good. There's the large sentiment that like second and third gen is where like a lot of the vocal powerhouses are in K-pop. I wouldn't necessarily like disagree with that. There are definitely like really great vocalists now, but I would say that groups were definitely more well-rounded in terms of their vocal prowess of those eras. That's for sure. Because you could have someone that stands out vocally so much in this group. And like someone was saying in chat, like, Eunji is considered like, what, the fourth best vocalist in this group. And like, she still has her huge standout moments to where it feels like she would be like top 2 on a lot of groups now. So I can see it being way more well-rounded overall. That's what it feels like, at least. This one don't know at all.
Here we are 우리가 제일 아름답던 곳에 Here we are 내 모든
Oh my god, and I killed that. Hold up.
Here we are 우리가 제일 아름답던 곳에 Here we are 내 모든 게 달린 이곳에 Here we are 내게는 너무 기억했던 곳에 그 시간 속에 그 공간 속에
This is on the Apple album?
내 모든 얘기를 해주고 싶어 나에게 갈 수 있는 곳에 있어줘
Wow, that was such a powerful opening.
내 곁에
Oh my god. That's it. Come on.
떨려오는 별빛 반짝이는데 넌 어디를
feel like I've heard of this.
보고 있는지 금방이라도 사라질 것 같은데
또 한 번의 역주행을 가져다준 밤입니다. 여러분 정말 좋은 곡이니까요. 오늘 밤에 꼭 자기 전에 들으세요. 잘 자요.
잘 자요.
나는 아직인데.
불을 켜줘 심장이 깜깜해
She has been so smiley throughout this entire
오늘도
thing.
기분은 시무룩해 너의 마음 안에 있는 내 모습은 내 맘 같지 않아 어느 틈에 놓쳐버린 걸까 좋아하는 만큼
Really nice bass lines throughout a lot of these songs.
여전히 나는 어쩔 줄 모르고 안개 속에 갇힌 그 말투 속에 담긴 도무지 알 수 없는 네가 생각나는 밤 떨려오는 별빛 반짝이는데 넌 어디를 보고 있는지 금방이라도 사라질 것 같은데 기다렸던 시간이
does their music bring about like a season for you, or like a time to where like their music really hits? Because I could see that being so much. I feel like with me saying floral before, I get a lot of spring out of them, definitely. But those orchestral elements, a lot of that like emotional weight that some of the songs bring, it also feels very like winter, the stillness of winter. So I get both of those. I the only thing I don't get is like summery. I don't really get that very much.
너를 내 방에 몰래 몰래 간직하고 싶은 밤 매밤 하늘을 날아 It's time for the moonlight 꿈속에서 너를 만나.
This felt almost that lent it to the name very well. It felt almost gothic in a weird way. Pulling a lot from this album.
I
feel like I need to be drinking wine while I listen to Gfriend, not soju. It feels like wine is more appropriate for some reason.
데뷔했을 때처럼 저희가 열심히 준비했으니까요. 10주년을 맞이한 여자친구 많이 기대해 주시기 바랍니다. 여러분 오래 기다리셨죠?
I wish there were captions.
두려웠던 마음도 서로의 온기가 닿은 순간에 모두 녹아내리게 가고 있어 널 만나 지금이 아니면 안 될 것 같아 다 온 것 같아 조금만 기다려줘 내가 갈게 어둠 속에서 우리 둘은 빛나게 너의 따뜻한 그 빛을 머금고 싶어 멀리 돌아온 기적 같은 순간에 놓치지 않아 널 품에 안을게.
A lot of their vocals stand out too, to where it's like how Anna carries herself, you'd expect it to all sound very cutesy in even her vocal tone, but she sounds very like sharp and direct a lot of the time. Whereas I think it's So on there, right, with like the rose-colored hair. She has a very airy, much softer type vocal tone. Whereas Yuju always sounds like she's got a super mature sounding voice. She gives a lot of like heft to it. But Shinbi also brings a lot of that huskiness too in her vocals. Rose is Yerin. Okay. Pink. Yeah, she has a very... Someone was on the far right. Those are the only two that I don't know from this group, but would like to. That was so good. And also, like I say in every single Killing Voice, it's so short. It's so short. I know that this is like a lot back to back to back for them, but make these a half hour long. Just please. But this is pretty much what I did expect from their music overall. It is much more of like the same of what I'm accustomed to. Outside of Fingertip sounding very, very different, I think, from a lot of the rest of this music. But I like that orchestral shit. I like the whimsical, floral, airy kind of style. Anything that feels like it's just some magical girl type stuff, which is what Gfriend always was in my head. Oh My Girl is in my head a lot of the time. So I knew that they would be very much right up my alley, and someone that I want to really dive deeper into and actually see the MVs to a lot of these that I have not still. It's funny that a lot of the time from when I really got into this stuff way more hardcore and way deeper and started my channel in 2020 was when a lot of these groups were coming to their end, and I've got into their members a lot after the fact. So you have, I checked out not just Apple and Mago, but like the last song, Panorama, that like Aizwan did. And I've gotten to know all of these members through, Le Seraphim, through IVE, through like the solo work. And the same here with VIVIZ and with Yuju's solo stuff. And it's so cool to go back and see them from a totally different perspective. Their perspective where most fans, longtime fans, know them from. And to kind of take that in a much different way, I think it's really cool and interesting, and the kind of pathway that most people don't experience it in. So it's always really cool to see. and this kind of just reaffirmed that they do make music that is really my style, and I dig it. This was awesome. The vocal talent on this group is definitely well-founded from what I've heard and what I just experienced here. So we're gonna be checking out the Oh My Girl Killing Voice next, actually. So if you're interested, please wait for that, or that might already be up. I don't know when I'm uploading this, but thank you so much for watching with me. If you're interested in some VIVIZ stuff, I've got a little bit of variety and their albums over on Patreon and Fourth Wall. Outside of their newest, I still have to get to that album. But thank you so much for watching with me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.